Okay, so welcome to the webinar of TCBOARD on ethical hacking. I see that you guys are very much excited, right? Well, right, okay. So before we start off with anything, right, let's get to a bit what is cybersecurity actually, right? What is ethical hacking? What happens here? We need to know all these things before we go into deep dive of hacking, right? So once again, welcome everyone to the session, to the webinar of cybersecurity brought to you by TCBOARD, a unit of Teamcognito, right? So, my name is Sanket Sarkar. I'm the founder and CEO of Teamcognito and a cybersecurity practitioner. So, let's see what cybersecurity actually is. I thought of presenting some few of the things, but then I thought, let's discuss what can be the impacts of cybersecurity, what it is, and all those things. Correct? Now, before we start off with cybersecurity, let's see what is hacking, what is ethical hacking. So, you once one morning you get up, you see a notification in a mobile phone. 10,000 rupees vanished from your bank account. You don't know, but it vanished. You will be shocked, right? Many people might get a heart attack as well. At least I will get. Second, you see the news and you see every Indian account has been debited with 1 rupee. That's a bigger hack, right? Now I will come to the third case later on, but what happens most of the time that people think about hacking is they think about only two. How can I hack a Facebook account? How can I hack a WhatsApp account? And how can I hack Instagram and all those things? But hacking is much more than that, right? Just think about the impact that it will create, and this is my third example. Just think about the impact that it will create if for 1 minute all the railway signals in India are green. Just think about the impact, right? Well, that's the reason why the nation needs cybersecurity professionals, cyber warriors actually. We have a deficiency of a huge. If I tell you the number, India requires around 3.2 million cybersecurity professionals by the next 2 years. At the present numbers, it does not cross 1 lakh, right? So, you can understand the scope that you have had. I'll give you an example. Suppose you have got for an interview for a developer. You sit for a Java developer interview post, right? Now, what happens is you need to compete with 10,000 such professionals. But in cybersecurity, you will have the competition less, provided you do possess the knowledge. It's not that you do not have any knowledge, you go to an interview and you crack it. No, it's not going to happen, right? Second, you will get to know a lot of integrated things when you are in this field about the internet world, right? Now, let's get to few of the technical terms. What is hacking? Well, hacking, the official definition that it goes is having unauthorized access or getting unauthorized access into a particular thing. So basically, if I am accessing something which I'm not supposed to access, is known as hacking. Now, what is ethical hacking? So particularly if there is a company, take for example ABC Technologies Limited or ABC Glass Limited, right? Now they tell you to test their systems whether it is safe from hacking. So how do you do that? Well, you get access to their system by taking a formal permission from them. Then you test whether that is hackable by a hacker, right? So you are doing this with their consent, whereas they are testing the systems in terms of security. This is known as ethical hacking, right? When you come to the world of hacking, the first thing that most of the people get driven is they go to black hat hacking, which is never advised, never. Second is they run in the wrong path, but the need, if you are talking about job, if you're talking about employment, lies in the area where you are an ethical hacker, right? So do ethical hackers know black hat hacking? The answer is obviously yes, right? Because to understand how you do test something from a black hat hacker is obviously to know those things, correct? Now how do you differentiate all these things? Well, another question that pops up is ethical hacking, does ethical hacking lies, or is there something called ethical hacking? Hacking is always bad. Well, to answer this question, I will say there is nothing called ethical hacking. Okay, there is nothing called ethical hacking. Yes, you can hack into a system with someone's permission, that you can term as ethical hacking, but there is no technology called ethical hacking. Fine. If I talk in terms of Hindi, शराफत से कभी चोरी नहीं होता है. If I talk in Bengali, I guess there is some Bengali audience. भद्र भावे चोरी হয় ना, right? So if I say it in English again, no one can be a soft-hearted murderer, right? If you tell I murdered that guy because I was soft-hearted, no one is going to believe you, right? So yeah, these are the things. Now, how tough is hacking? Well, it's very easy. You just need to know one thing. You just need to know how to switch on a computer. If you know that, and if you come I'm your instructor for your sessions, I can guarantee you that you will come out of the session by knowing some of the things of hacking, right? Second, few of the questions that people ask is, once I learned, is it done, like I can get my job, I can run through my whole career? No, it's never. Because there are people who are continuously working day and night to safeguard themselves, and there are people who are working continuously day and night to break the system. So it's a continuous process. You need to evolve yourself with time. You need to keep yourself updated with the upcoming new exploits. Now I will be talking some of the technical terms, so let me give you a brief of that. First, we talk about exploits. Second, we talk about payloads. Third, we talk about connections, right? Also, we talk about networks a lot. Now, does anyone know how the internet comes to your home? Well, Google that, right? You will get to know a lot of things. There is also a concept. Okay, how do you know how you get the Wi-Fi connection in your phone or your laptop? So how does that happen? Like in the air, how is the data transferring? Do you know that? Well, if you know that properly, that can be intercepted as well. So if you are seeing something in your browser and I have the access to intercept your Wi-Fi, I can show you what I want to show you, not you what you want to see. So basically, take for example, you are looking into your semester exam results from a cloud. I have the access to the access point from where you are getting the Wi-Fi. Right now, what I can do is, if someone is getting a 9 point, I can show them that you have failed, and if someone has failed, I can show that you have just got 9 points. Right. So this is known as a man in the middle attack, which can be done. Well, there are a lot of things which can be done. I will be showing some of you today, some of them. Obviously, I will be showing you one which we promised is how Facebook hacking is done. Right. But yes, I can guarantee you that you won't be able to do that after just seeing this webinar. Obviously, because then I will be on a, what do I say, a back foot, because everyone would be going around hacking Facebook, and it's not that so easy. Also, I would giving you a disclaimer, because Mark Zuckerberg is not sitting there idle, right? Secondly, also I will be showing you of hacking an Android phone, also with some of the integrities that you can do with Google, and you can know about ethical hacking, right? Now, okay, I'll just check the YouTube and see if anyone has any questions. If you have, I'll just read that out. Okay, Debargo Boshak says, from mobile to router to ISP to the site. Well, it doesn't happen so. Someone says optical fiber. It's not either. There's a concept called DORA, D-O-R-A, right? So you will get to know it. You can Google it, D-O-R-A, the concept of DORA in networking. Right. Okay. So ATEX Zoomer says I can create a payload in Linux. Very good. Zuma, it's great to see people like you coming to the cyber warrior field. Great initiative, brother. ओके, शोभिक दास सेज चलो इसका चैनल हैक करते हैं भाई, कर लो, बहुत मजा आएगा, ठीक है, बिकॉज हमारा भी थोड़ा प्रैक्टिस हो जाएगा डिफेंड करने में. ओके, bring PUBG mobile by hacking the server. Well, PUBG is already back, man. थोड़ा अच्छे से सर्च करो, मिल जाएगा PUBG. Okay, so let me explain you a bit of the technical terms that I said. Well, number one is about the payloads, right? Also, let me talk to you about networking a bit first. So there are classes of IP. So I hope you guys know what is an IP address. You get a particular IP when you connect to a network. Now there are 4 classes of IP. Sorry, 5 classes of IP: A, B, C, D, E. Now these are divided into particular numbers that starts. How are these done? So the range starts from 0 to 254, correct? Now class A ranges from 0 to 127. Wrong. It ranges from 0 to 126. Fine. Now why did we choose 127 as the benchmark? Because 254 divided by 2 is 127. Fine. Now class B will start from 128 because 127 is known as the loopback address. Fine. So 128, but up to what? So divide 126 by 2, that is 63. So 128 plus 63, how much it is? (128 plus 63), how much it is? Okay, I forgot, this is on YouTube live, there is no interaction, right? So it's 191, right? Class B. Class C starts from 192 and this goes on, right? So that's about networking. What's an exploit and what's an payload? So exploit is basically the components that we use for hacking. Payload is to how do I use that components to turn into my favor or known as payloads. So if you go into chemistry, right? So if you have particular elements for your reaction and use a catalyst, that catalyst is known as a payload. Fine. Now before I start off, I need to show you a few things. So just give me a moment. Right. So what's information? It's data having meaning. Fine. Okay, wait. I need to do a particular thing. Okay. Fine. So what is data having meaning, right? Now there are two things. One is data, another one is known as meaning, right? Now data is anything gibberish. It can be anything. Fine. But what is information? Something which has a meaning. So if you refer to the film 3 Idiots, there was a particular place where Amir Khan said about the definition of the book, right? He said ki sir kuch bhul gaya ho. So when the teacher asks, he says instruments and records, analyze, summarize, organize, debate and explain information that have illustrated, non-illustrated, paperback, jacketed, non-jacketed, right? That is data. What was the information? He meant book, right? So something which has a meaning. Fine. Right. So I have already told you the difference. Now this is very important. The CIA Triad, that is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Now, what is this confidentiality, integrity, and availability? Okay. So confidential means it should be available to a particular group of people, or only the authorized people can use that, right? Integrity is the data can never be tampered. right? Now, what is availability? It is available to the people who actually needs it. Yep. So means that only authorized individuals systems can view these. Integrity is designed to protect the data from deletion or modification, correct? And availability means the data services should be readily available to its users. Okay. Fine. Infosec versus cybersecurity, right? So information security is a larger scope, whereas cybersecurity is a part of it. Okay. Rest, I guess I have already discussed with you in the scope that you have, right? So you can see, as estimated, 3.5 million cybersecurity jobs will be unfulfilled by 2021. So I guess you can see how much potential is there in this field. Now we'll talk about some of the leading threats. Fine. Now, what are the leading threats? Virus, worms, Trojan horse, logic bomb, social engineering, rootkits, botnets, zombies. Okay. Now, what are viruses? Does anyone know what's the full form of virus? It's very vital information resource under siege. Okay. Trojan horses, logic bombs, many of you know, I guess, right? Okay. Shubhayan is asking, can anyone break into my PC if I am connected to an open or public Wi-Fi? Well, Shubhayan, I'll give you some tips at the end of this session, so that at least you have the basic awareness of the things that you should and you should not do. Right? Yup. So that was all from this end. Right? I'll show you some of the practical stuff now. So starting off with, we will do with Google Docs. Okay. Right. Okay. So when we search something in Google, let me search for login and passwords. Okay. Login and passwords. Do I get anything? What do I get? Google Password Manager. Password Manager, this, that, and all these things. Right? Where are my logins stored? Hai na? But if I want to have a real list of username and passwords, what do I do? Now listen to this very carefully. Okay. What did I write? In URL passwords.xls, right? Can you see something like this? Radha passwords.xls. So basically, whosoever name is Radha, there's some of the passwords which have been leaked are there. If I go into this, click on this, an Excel file will download in my system, which when I open, I can actually go and see the passwords. There are a lot of information that are there, right? I'll leave that for you guys, okay, to explore. Right now, thing is, fine, I have shown you one in URL passwords.xls, but where will you find all this? Because every keyword you will not have me to tell you, right? So when you are having a leisure time, you can just go here, Google hacking database. Now when you search Google hacking database, you will get www.exploitdb.com. Just go here. Now when you go here, you will see a lot of, can you see here dork written? Right, you will see a lot of dorks available. Right, so you can just click on those and you can select all these things and you will get a lot of results. See, audio network performance monitor, you just go here. You have a username and password to give. Right, so I'm not going into this details how to break this username and password. We'll see if we can do that in another webinar, because that was not the topic of discussion for today. Right, so yep, these are the few of the things which you can do always. So this one is known as Google docking. The next thing that we will be doing is hacking a Facebook account. Right, how do we get the username and password from a Facebook account? Okay, right, so basically I will need few of the things. First is my own IP address. Yeah, so I've got my own IP address, that is 172.1.16.1.181. So I'll copy that for reference. Right, now what do I do here? I open a particular toolkit. Just wait, I'll make it bigger so that you guys can understand. Right, so I have this panel. Now I go to social engineering attacks. Right, now from this we have 10 options: spear phishing attack vectors, website attack vectors, infectious media generator, create a payload and listener, mass mailer attack, Arduino based attack, wireless access point attack vectors, QR code generator attack vectors, PowerShell attack vectors, third party modules. Now let me give you a brief hint of what all of these means. Spear phishing attack is something which you get in mails. Now whenever you see a particular mail and you will see click here to buy this, so whenever you click on a particular thing, just take your mouse pointer there, right, and see what is the link that shows. Most of the time what hackers do is they have hidden links on that. When you click, your system gets hacked. Fine. Next we have website attack vectors. So what basically happens is we particularly clone a website and then send that to a particular person, and we have the username and password when they enter it. Fine. Next we have infectious media generator. So particularly we create a particular infectious media file which we send to them. When they play it or something happens like that, when they play that video or all, we get the access of the system. Create a payload and listener. Well, I am not explaining this, but what happens is you create a particular file. When someone opens that file, you get an access. Mass mailer attack is we can mail a lot of people together by spamming them. Arduino based attack vectors is hacking the particular Arduinos. Wireless access point works with kind of man in the middle attack, or what do I say, social engineering attack to get the credentials of a router. QR code attack generator is you have a QR code. When someone scans that and enters into it, you get the access of their phone or something like that. PowerShell attack vectors is obviously hacking Windows systems which has PowerShell scripts. And third party modules is I can write a particular third party module and do my job. Fine. Now what we will choose here is website attack vector. Fine. So when we choose website attack vector, I have many options: Java applet, Metasploit browser, credential harvester, tabnailing attack method, webjacking method, multi-attack method, HT attack method. Okay. So we will choose option number 2. That is, I'm sorry, we will choose option number 3. That is credential harvester attack method. Right. Now we have website templates, site cloner, custom import. So we will use a site cloner. Now read this properly. Enter the IP address for post back in harvesting. Fine. Now what happens here? I need to have the particular IP address which when I send to that particular person opens that, so that I get their credentials. Now what is the IP that I need to give here? Is the IP of my own system, so that when they type something there, we get the credentials here, right? So I had my IP address 172.16.1.181. So I'm putting it here. Now enter the URL to clone. So what did I say? I want to clone I'll clone the Facebook website, www.facebook.com. Fine. Now the best way to use this attack is username and password from fields are available regardless. This captures all posts. Now what is this posts? It's post data. So we have get data, post data, and all those stuff. So it get all the post data. Now I need to send this IP to that person. So I'll show you by logging to my account only here and show you that the credentials comes here. Okay. Right. So can you see? Well, I'll minimize this for you, right, so that you can see it properly. Okay. Now can you see 172.16.1.181? That is something which I had given as my own mail ID. Now let me give my mail ID Sanket Sarkar 123@gmail.com. Right. Password, let me give it PASS. Okay, I'm not telling you right now what I'm giving. Right. Now I've given something. Now I'm clicking on login. Right. Now the actual Facebook pop-ups, login pop-ups comes here. Okay. Now let us go back to this. Let me see whether I have got the username and the password. Okay. Can you guys see these two lines? Email Sanket Sarkar 123@gmail.com. Pass is pass@000. So this is how we get credentials of a particular Facebook user, right? And this method is known as social engineering. In the world, 99% of the vital data gets leaked through social engineering. Now, why is it so? Because in this whole cybersecurity chain, the weakest link is human beings. Human beings are the most vulnerable systems available in an information security system, right? So this was number 1. The second is to show you hacking of an Android device, right? So let's do that. Okay. So let me log out first from my Linux Droid. Right. So this is something which is of our own, and we have hosted this in our particular IP that we use, right? Okay. Now, what we'll do is we'll first build an APK file. Okay. When we have done that with APK file, we'll send that to a particular user. Okay. Now they need to install that. Fine. After they have installed that, we can get all their data here, right? So I have right? Okay, so I can see a lot of things going on in the comment box, right? So you guys can enjoy over your fight, right? Okay, fine. So when we build this, right, if I click on build, it will build a particular APK for me. Okay, now when I send that APK to someone, it can be any person in the world. If you guys want, just ping me up or get in touch with us. We'll show you how it's done in your own phone as well, but I'm not supposed to do that right now. When I download that and send that to a particular person, and when they download it, what happens is it will get this data, right? So this is the phone that I have installed the app right now. Now what happens when I click on this, right? First thing, what do I get? I get the particular ID of them. I get from which country they belong. I get their IP address. I get the device name. Also, I get the last seen one. Now let me click on manage and let me see what can I get. So I can get their GPS location. I can get their microphone. I can get their contacts. I can get their call log, clipboard log, notification log, SMS manager, Wi-Fi manager, installed apps, allowed permissions, file explorer, and downloads. So let me click on GPS and find it out what it does it show. So we can request an update on this. Requested. It will take some time, right? So the phone is in sector 5 right now, right? As I'm in my office. So yep, you can see the location here, right? If I go to contacts, well, you can see all the contacts that are there on this, on the phone. You can see all the call logs that are there. Was it an incoming? Was it an outgoing? If it's a missed call, what was the duration they spoke? For how long did they speak? Fine. Okay. There's something called SMS manager as well. So if I want to particularly send an SMS from this phone to them, okay, I should not open this. It shows someone's bank balance, right? So let me go back to contacts, right? So yeah, we have the file explorer here as well. We can see all the data that are there. We can see also see their WhatsApp data. People saying WhatsApp is all shit. I'm not speaking all those things, but we can get the media files of the WhatsApp as well. Fine. So yeah, this is how you hack into an Android system, right? Now, before I move on to anything else, if you guys have any question, please, regarding hacking, of course, please you are so if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comment section, right? I will be more than happy to answer you guys. Okay, Debargo Boshak is asking what is the website name. Well, Debargo, this is a particular framework which is there, right? If you want to host, you can search for Linux Droid in Google, you will get it, but you need to host it in a particular cloud instance before you can actually use it. So what we have used is we have decoupled the particular application and hosted it in our cloud servers, right? And we are using it. Okay, someone is asking, can you restore my Steam account? Yes, obviously we can, but that comes for a charge, right? Okay, can anyone hack by using a particular DNS server? Yes, or Arya, there are a lot of things that can be done using the DNS, right? So DNS itself is a very big concept. Fine. Okay. Okay. Astiva is saying, I'm already a hacker, but I don't know how to apply and where to apply for job or look for clients. Okay, Astiva, Astitva, right? Astitva, I'll give you a small hint. Google null jobs, okay? NULLJOBS. Null Jobs is a community of hackers where you will find a lot of opportunities to place yourselves in big companies. Okay. Okay, Ayush, I'm using Linux Droid. Yes, does it work in Windows or it's Linux based only? Well, it is independent of all those things, right? Linux or Windows. So basically, what you need is a command line and the packages. That's it. Is it better to hack using Kali Linux? Well, Aditi, I'll tell you something. It's not about Kali Linux or not about Windows or not about any Linux or not about any operating system. Hacking is always about the human mind, right? So I have been training students since 2015 in the field of hacking, and I have trained more than around 10,000 people in the field of hacking. And something which I tell everyone is, before you become an hacker, try to think like an hacker, because that is what is important, right? You will get the tools, you will get the scripts, you will get everything available in the internet, but you have to have the mindset of a hacker, and that is what is the most important thing. So it doesn't actually matter what you are using. If you're thinking about a particular hacking scene, that should be available in your, if you close your eyes, you will be available to visualize that. If you can do that, you are slowly becoming a good cybersecurity professional, right? We started with it, started the session with ethical hacking, but we'll close it with cybersecurity, because more than hackers, the nation needs cybersecurity professionals, and these guys are highly paid professionals, right? So it's already 7:40 now in my clock. So do I see any more questions? Okay, Nilanjana Desh, थोड़ा धीरे धीरे समझाओ सर. Well, 1 घंटे का सेशन है, right? We have got more than 750 people registration in this, so I can understand, but in 1 hour I am trying to give as much as I know. अगर दिक्कत होगा, लाइव वीडियो हमारे चैनल पर रह जाएगा, राइट? यू कैन कम एंड सी इट अगेन, दैट्स नॉट एन इशू. स्लो करके देख लेना, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, ये वीडियो कहीं नहीं जाएगा. Shayan Sarkar is telling, but the app requires permission for taking the data. Shayan, you are absolutely right, but yes, there are ways where we can bypass this as well. Okay, KAR, Teamcognito, can the course be done by people from non-technical background education? Well, I'll tell you something. Most of the people who are great hackers do not belong to a technical background, right? Hacking has nothing to do with technicalities. Hacking has to do with concepts, right? And that we make sure in Teamcognito that we do not go much into technical, so that the main understanding of hacking is gone, right? Technicalities is obviously, it can be learnt. There are available steps, right? Hacking is nothing that you need to, okay, do this much coding and all those things. Obviously, it comes on a very later part. You need to understand the concepts. As I said, how your internet comes to your home, right? I'm damn sure 90% of you, when you actually come to know how the internet comes to your house, you guys will be shocked. Okay, Shubham is asking from where you learn hacking. Well, I don't know from where did I learn hacking, but it just happened, right? It took a lot of years. So what I am trying, or what TCBOARD is trying to do, is to reduce that time and get you guys ready for your careers in this field if you want. Is hacking legal? Well, there is nothing called legal or illegal, right? Being a detective can be legal, can be illegal, depending on what you are doing. Sir, is it possible to make a hacking tool by your own? Yes, it's obviously possible, but you need to know the fundamentals before that. How to contact you, Shubhra K. Ghosh? Well, I'll tell you how do you contact us. I'll tell you everything. Okay, so it's already 7:45 here. I'll tell you a few of the things so that you can stay secure. Number one, do not connect to public Wi-Fi's. I repeat, do not connect to public Wi-Fi's. Second, do not respond to any calls for OTP from anywhere, right? Do not. Banks do not have the permission to call you for OTPs. Number 3, whenever you click on a particular link, see to the URL what you are going, where you are going. Do not go by the look of the page. Always look into the URL part, right? And number 4 is always keep your eyes and ears open, right? Remember, without your permission, no one can take anything from you. Something, your money, your assets, or whatever it is, goes only when you give a permission to it, right? Sandan, there are ways. Sandan Biswas is asking, how can I detect that my phone is hacked? Well, there are ways. It's known as cyber forensics. So when we talk about cybersecurity, there is a lot of things. There is red teaming, blue teaming. There is what do I say? There is something called cyber forensics. There is pen testing. A lot of things are there, right? You will come to know if you join us, right? Obviously. But even then, you can connect with me personally. Not an issue. You can Google, right? You can Google it. You can find in Facebook. My name is Sanket Sarkar. You can Google Sanket Sarkar. You will get all the details. Fine. Now coming to the details of how you can register with us. Well, the site is tcboard.in. Fine. I hope you guys can see the link. It's tcboard.in. Don't worry, you will get all these details in your emails, right? You have already registered for this. So it's tcboard.in. Just scroll. You can get what are the features that you will get. We give you a full complete dashboard for you to learn all those things. You can get all the details, right? If you want what you will learn in this course, just go to courses. Just click on courses, cybersecurity and ethical hacking. Just click on this. You will get what are the contents, what you will learn, and all these things, right? So we have other courses as well. Machine learning with Python. This was today's event, right? And we also have cloud computing, which has not been updated in the website, I guess. So yep, these are all these things. If you want to have the site, I'll type it down for you guys. Just wait. Or you can also get the registration link in the description as told by my team. You will be getting the description, the link to register for this course if you at all want, obviously, right? So yep, I guess we should end it. It's already 46 minutes here. I won't take much time. It was brief and short, I guess, and everyone has enjoyed. Okay, right. So few of the questions to answer you guys. Can IP address of a router be also a DNS server, and is there any ways to change the host router's IP? Yes, there are. Right. Now, before I end, I'll tell you something, guys. Many of the people say, मेरा फेसबुक अकाउंट हैक कर लो, कुछ नहीं है मेरे फेसबुक अकाउंट में. मेरा व्हाट्सएप हैक किया जाए तो मेरे को कोई आता जाता नहीं, मैं कुछ नहीं करता हूँ. आई डोंट केयर इफ यू हैक माई व्हाट्सएप, आई डोंट केयर इफ यू हैक माई फेसबुक, नथिंग इज देयर, आई डोंट डू एनीथिंग रॉन्ग. Problem is not that you don't do anything wrong. What if I get access to your Facebook account and after that I do mischief with that account? Think about who is going to be blamed. It's not me who is going to be blamed, it's you. If I get into your Facebook account, I get in touch with terrorists. Who is going to be held accountable for that? Is it me or is it you? Obviously on investigation, because we have a very good cybersecurity workforce, although it's very less in number, but people available are very potential. Again, I repeat, we need more. But on the first note, you will be the one who will be held accountable, right? If it had been a physical workshop, I would have shown some of the things more. Cloning your ATM card and all those stuff. How can you protect your ATM card? One thing, when you're traveling in bus, train or something, when you're traveling, avoid keeping your ATM card, debit card or whatever credit card in your back pocket. Avoid that. It's very easy to clone, or it is very easy to take your money from your ATM card, even without the pin. Believe me, even without the pin, right? So yep, that will be it. This is Sanket signing off, right? And yep, I hope you guys enjoyed the session. And if I did something which was not appropriate or you did not like, apologize for that. And yep, good night. Bye guys.